You sent him the link to his phone as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go live. Starting Insta.
Mm-hmm.
Starting Facebook. Ay, no. Oh man.
Hey, when is Shorty and Slim's concert?
Hold on. I have some big problems here.
All right, no worries.
Luke's getting a special shout out while I fix stuff. College thing is up right now.
Huh?
Luke's college thing is up right now.
J-O-E in the place to be. HB on the track, it's like ecstasy. Run a well of 7 years, what we drink and be. Trying to sling the dopest rhymes in the galaxy. Let me take a minute though and relax your mind. Sometimes these words can be hard to find. 24/7 on that daily grind. Hearing voices in my head, man, they not that kind. Cause bitches be bitches, snitches keep snitching. The world keeps turning, and I keep hitching a ride. Instead of living my life. Yo.
Man, when you feel hungry, don't you have to eat?
Yo, pump up the volume and digest this beat.
RapScallions in the house with this lyrical treat.
When we're done with you, you're gonna ice your feet.
If the world ends tomorrow and you had one chance,
Hey yo, would you start the move like it's your last dance?
yo, do something small in the past and present changes.
Do something now, the future rearranges.
Cause bitches keep bitching.
Yo, snitches keep snitching.
The world keeps turning.
And you start living your life instead of hitching a ride. RapScallions. J-O-E in the place to be. HB on the track, it's like ecstasy. Run a well of 7 years, what we drink and be. Trying to sling the dopest rhymes in the galaxy. Let me take a minute though and relax your mind. Sometimes these words can be hard to find. 24/7 on that daily grind. Hearing voices in my head, man, they not that kind. Cause bitches be bitches, snitches keep snitching. The world keeps turning, and I keep hitching a ride instead of living my life. Yo.
Man, when you feel hungry, don't you have to eat?
Yo, pump up the volume and digest this beat.
RapScallions in the house with this lyrical treat.
When we're done with you, you're gonna ice your feet.
If the world ends tomorrow.
Episode 40, everyone. It's a big show. Welcome to Rapping with RapScallions. My 0.5, Joe Mosqueda. We're going to have a good show today. It's movie talk with Panamanian film critic Andres Clemente. And we're going to have a good time talking about all the movies. He's not only is he a movie critic, but he's a script writer. He's a playwright. He's an actor. He's also, you guys heard us talk about Improv 8. He's also part of the Improv 8 troupe. So we're very happy to have him here talking to us. He's also always on the radio. Inviting the RapScallions on is actually the first song that we ever played on public radio was on his Cool FM radio station, Pop Culture. Joe, are you excited, man?
I mean, there's not much more that we can say about this guy. You know, my radio host, film writer, critic, singer, rapper / actor. It's like I thought we were having Will Smith, but no, it's Andres Clemente.
And yeah, man,
it's incredible.
Incredible. So impressive. Yeah. That's, I mean, the voice you hear in the background. That's Andres. He's in the background there. First, before we bring him on the show, we're gonna do our weekly Rapping with RapScallion weekly wrap up. Joe, how was your week, man?
Wrap up the week. It's been a good week, man. It's been a week, man. I just gotta, sad week. The week ended up on a bit of a low on Friday, man. We had two very famous, very influential people passed away. Of course, I'm talking about Prince Philip and DMX. Two totally different people from two totally different walks of life. But nevertheless, Prince Philip, he was everybody knows Queen Elizabeth II's husband. He did a lot for charities, man. He was a man that cared a lot about just kids doing things, going outside, being active in the environment. He had a very prestigious award called the Duke of Edinburgh Award, which was for orienteering and just really making sure kids were outside doing things. So devastating loss. 99 years old.
Wow. He made it. 9-9. That's a big number.
9-9. So, very sad loss, but he had a good life. He had a good life. On the other end of the spectrum, DMX, 50 years old. I think he still had a lot to give, man. He still had a lot to give. I think after the passing of Tupac, he was probably up there in the lyricism department, man. He had so many songs, certainly shaped my childhood. I definitely remember his music clearly in my head. Tragic figure, though. He dealt with a lot of mental issues. And I guess
said that he was kind of like the first one to be like a tough guy but to be sensitive, So
that's right. So
be vulnerable.
That's right. So it's a shame that he had to go away at such a young age. I think he still had some music in him, but hey, he'll live on forever in all of the albums that he released, man. Definitely sure. DMX. And what about you, my friend? What's your week been like?
Well, it was pretty good week, pretty chill. But Friday, my lovely lady, our Carina Weber, who is on retainer for $1 million a day, who makes all our artwork. She's done a great job doing that. It was her birthday, so she said, I want to go on a little hike in El Valle. So we went up to El Valle.
Nice.
And we drove up to the antennas. We got about a third of the way there. Little first rainstorm, of course, in El Valle happened right when we were hiking out there. So we came back, had a good time, and on the way down, my car got the front axle like split. So breaking down in the mountains, I can tell you what, it was an adventure. But on the positive side, right. I got to reconnect with some very dear friends of mine in El Valle. And we checked in, of course. If you're gonna be stuck somewhere, El Valle is a nice place to be stuck. We checked into a nice boutique hotel. We had some nice meals. They have new bike paths in El Valle. You can rent bikes and bike all over the place.
Oh, right.
Very nice. I think, Joe, we have some very special shout outs today, don't we?
We do indeed. Chechi, a long-time viewer of the show, part of the RapScallions, became a father yesterday. His lovely wife, Nikki, gave birth to a bouncing baby girl by the name of Morgan. So congratulations to Chechi, wherever you are. We hope you're having a good time.
Congratulations, Chechi. He's always tuned in. I'm sure he's got his phone plugged into the heart monitor so he can get some good RapScallion signal.
That's right, for sure.
So hey, Chechi, amongst the things that might make you frightened as being a new father, one of the things that will definitely frighten you is how to prepare for college, because it's never too early to start investing. Joe, what do you have to say about this?
Listen, man, I think when you have a kid, the minute that kid is born, you're always thinking about college. You're like, how am I going to put this kid through college? Because the chances of your kid being a fantastic sports person are slim. Like, they'll probably never make it in baseball, basketball, football, soccer, any of these things. So you got to plan early for college, man. And the way that you do that, my friend, is by having a good financial advisor.
Oh, my goodness.
Tell the people of that financial advisor that helps us out with all of our RapScallions things.
Well, that's an excellent segue. Our sponsor for today happens to be a very good friend of ours, Luke Robertson. He's working for Edward Jones. And maybe you don't know. You know that you need to start saving for college, but you don't know what the first step is. So what you need to do is find a financial advisor, and not just any financial advisor. You need to find one that you can trust. And RapScallions, we put the RapScallions trust into Luke Robertson. You can reach him at 757-481-0023.
That's right.
Or at his email, luke.robertson@edwardjones.com. If you don't know what the first step is, then your first step needs to be calling Luke Robertson.
That's right.
Boom. Do it. All right. Without further ado, let's bring in our guest for today, who also has a beautiful young baby. So he better be thinking about his financial future. Ladies and gentlemen, Andres Clemente, film critic and RapScallion, and also, where do we start? He is a movie critic. He is part of the Improv 8 troupe. He is part of
DFC, Deep Fried Comedy.
Deep Fried Comedy. You guys just did amazing stuff on TVN Pass. So you guys were on a national television network doing your sketch comedy. Andres Clemente, say hello to the fam scallion, please. Well, hold on. We got a little technical difficulties, which is par for the course here. Okay, go. Start over. Go. We're ready for you.
Can I try it again? Hey guys,
There you
can
go.
you hear me?
Hey,
Yes,
man.
we can hear you.
Hey
Thanks
man,
for
I gotta
joining
be
us,
honest,
Andres.
I'm a little starstruck. I watch you on Sundays and you guys having a drink, having a chat, and I don't do camera. I don't do camera interviews. This is weird. I'm excited.
Well, not only are you a voice of radio, but you're a face for video, baby. You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
Thank you, baby.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's right.
That feels nice.
Now,
That feels
everyone,
nice.
we've broken that mystery, though. Now, everyone that's heard you on 89.3 FM knows what your face looks like.
Yeah.
Everybody knows now. The mystery's out. The mystery's out. I'm having.
Well done. Well done.
How you guys doing? Thank you so much for having me, guys. This is fun.
Well, we're doing good. We're very happy to hear you and see you on the show. And like we mentioned earlier, you've always helped the RapScallions out. You've always played our raps on the air on national radio station. Put our music out over the airwaves. You're always having us on to have fun
You're very
times on the
welcome.
show. Thank you, Andres. Not only for showing up today, but for the continued support of the fam scallions.
And I guess the very first question that we have to ask you, my friend, is
Yes.
how are you? How has your week been?
Yeah.
It's been good. It's been busy. I gotta be honest. I'm working, as you mentioned, HB. I'm working on a lot of projects, and all these projects at the beginning are not funded. they have no money behind it. So sometimes you get a little down,
Sure.
and you get a little down, but then you get a nice email with some hope, and that hope builds up for the rest of the week. So that's how normally my weeks go now. It comes to like Thursday, I'm like, oh man, why am I doing this? Why do I keep doing this? And then I'm like, hey Andres, this and that. It sounds good. Let's talk more. And I'm like, oh, here we go, a little bit of hope. That's how they get you, HP. That's how they get you in the arts. They give you a little hope. A little hope.
The life of the creative. It's like the heartbeat monitor. It's like beep, 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 beep. And you're like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
Beep, 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 beep. And then.
So that's been the week. The week's been a little bit of up and down, but it closed. It closed in a positive note, so I'm happy. It's been a very nice weekend with the family. I showed up a little late because we went to the pool in the morning.
Nice.
With the baby, and we had to put her to sleep. That's why I showed up a little late.
No problem. But
that's okay,
more
man.
importantly, have you
father.
planned for the college education of your daughter?
I did actually. I did when she was born. We put a little bit of money in a
Nest egg.
in a
Folgers crystals can under your bed?
No. I don't know what it's called. It's one of those funds in a fund. I was like, hey, let's do this, and we're hoping that builds up into some sort of money that she can use for college, I guess.
Oh, you put it in a trust
some
fund.
investments.
You put it in a trust
No,
fund.
not in a trust fund. We don't have that amount of money.
Well,
the
if you
investment pool,
lived in the United States,
swindled,
we
and
could
we'll see.
definitely recommend Luke Robertson to you. He's our sponsor. He's also the person that's helped us out with our merch and helped us out structuring the show. He's
Nice.
He's our financial advisor for the RapScallions. He's taught us many things. So shameless plug.
There you go.
Indeed.
I love the plugs.
Indeed.
I love the plugs.
He has. Yeah, man. How was the pool? Was the pool good? It's a beautiful day out in Parque Lefebvre.
Dude, it's a beautiful day. We got a really beautiful day. I played a little basketball with my wife's husband at the beginning. So when you do a little basketball and then you go to the pool, it's a delicious combination. It's a delicious combination of hot and cold.
You're all overheated and then you're all cooled off. It's a way to go.
You know what I'm saying? And what I do is, because I don't like smelly clothes, so I go in the pool with my sweaty clothes, so they get nice and clean in the pool.
I'm sure the people at the swimming pool appreciate that.
Yeah, I know. I try to show them beforehand.
Show them how it's done.
Yeah. I announce it before I go. I announce it before I go in. I'm like, excuse me, I'm super sweaty. I'm gonna go into this pool.
Well, the scientist in me has several comments, but we're going to put those on hold for now.
That's right.
Hey man, I've heard it helps out with the pH balance. That's what I've heard.
Absolutely not. That's a absolute fabrication. And
Is that not factual? I'm pretty sure it's factual.
It's not factual. You know, when your eyes burn and you have that chlorine smell, it's actually because there's a lot of stuff in the pool.
In the pool?
Oh,
and
man.
that causes the
I
chlorine.
know that's also the eye thing. Sorry, not the ear infections when you go into pools is because of like a lot of pee in the pool.
So that's why I had so many ear infections as a kid growing up, because people were peeing in the pool.
It is very much likely, sir. Yes, I remember
man.
when I used to work as a summer camp counselor.
You're also a camp counselor? Is there anything that you don't do?
I am mediocre at everything I do, but I do a lot of things.
Hey, I think I can wave that same flag.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying? We are Renaissance men, but not a master of anything.
We're like late Renaissance men. Like
Yeah,
at the end of the Renaissance.
That's right. Where everything was already done, and we're just like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. where the paintings were not so expensive. You go, okay,
Right.
I'll take that for $100. Like, okay.
Yeah, the flea market paintings. That's where our paintings sell.
Beautiful paintings, though. Beautiful paintings.
My gosh. Seriously,
landscapes.
guys. Hey, let's give ourselves a little bit of credit, okay? Because we're talented.
Okay, here we go.
We are talented individuals.
That's true. That's true. We are.
And handsome.
We do thrive. We
Yes,
are. Look at
and
this.
very handsome and fashionable and everything.
I kind of feel bad that I'm in a vertical video. You guys have a nice little camera going.
No, it's okay. You look good. You look good. I'm seeing the live right now.
I've zoomed you. I zoomed you in. I got like tech.
Is that,
one of the other things I'm mediocre at is technical stuff.
Dude, but you have a massive setup right there in your home. I see like a whole crane system with your microphone, and it's beautiful stuff.
Hey, you should see the other side of the camera, buddy.
Hey, all I need to see is that beautiful frame, though. You gotta. That's why my camera is tilted to the side right now, so you can't see the backdrop so well.
Ah, yes, that's the magic of movie making.
This is a mess.
The magic
we all have those rooms. We all have those the chaos rooms where the only thing that exists is madness.
Yeah, if you want to flip horizontal, I can fix it. Go for it, dog.
No, I'm good. My wife told me, please do not show our room. And I was like, got it. So boom, I got the angle. I got the frame.
And you know, nice use of ambient light too. Very cinematic.
You know what I'm saying?
Seriously.
A little bit of the side here. You got this beautiful side. I'm telling you, I got it.
And
we're good.
Speaking of cinematic.
Oh, nice segue.
He's the master. He's the master.
Yes. Andres, my friend, HB and I know, we both know you love movies, man. You're a man
I do.
who loves his movies. We are constantly just, enamored by movie reviews.
I do. I listen to them. When it looks like we've got a little internet dropout, which is par for the course on Cable Onda. But as Joe was saying, we're all fans. We're all fans of the movies. We're all fans. But when a new movie comes out,
I think.
Are you guys back? Hello, can you hear me?
It started in college, back when we were in FSU Panama.
Mm.
I think HB left, by the way.
No, wait, something's happened. I think. Hold on. There's something wrong with the live feed. Damn the internet and Cable Onda.
There you go.
Okay, I think we're back.
Are we back?
Looks like we've had a little internet dropout.
Internet dropout. You let me know, Joe. I'm right here for you guys.
All right, I think we're back. Wait, we're back.
Are we back?
These guys are just keep talking. Keep talking, fellas.
Can you hear us? You should have seen what happened when we had the game against that Panama was playing, and they were only streaming it online. There was no internet to be found anywhere.
That was when they Claro bought the rights and nobody can see them.
Yes.
Yeah.
That Sunday, no internet to be had anywhere in the land, and we crashed and burned. We had to call. We had to throw in the towel. We had to do one of those
apology tweets.
Yeah. Because there was nothing, man. But I see us on Instagram.
It happened on Friday on the Friday.
Can you guys hear me? Everything you guys just said.
I had a whole show planned with 2 guests, and nobody could hear me. Are we good? HB's back. Okay.
We're back.
Are we back,
Which
HB?
means we need to start over. What's the
here we
last
go.
thing you heard from me? Because that's the last thing I went over the air.
You were saying that we all love
I think-
movies.
Yeah.
All right, let's go from there.
Andres,
Okay.
tell us why you love movies so much.
No, as I was saying, I grew up with movies a lot, but the movie reviewing thing started because I started. You know, when you start watching a lot of stuff, and not just like, oh, what people say it's good, but everything, even the crap, and you start recognizing why something is crap and why some things are good, and you start realizing, you start understanding other critics. Oh, I understand the framing thing. I understand the score, the lighting, the stage directions. Like you start really getting it. And in college, when I was in FSU Panama, Joe, with you guys, I started writing for a newspaper in Venezuela. I started writing like reviews for a paper in Venezuela, which I got a contact, and I started getting published, and I was kind of excited. Then I went to school in the States, and I kind of forgot about that. But when I came back, I did a play. I did an actual play with Jerry D from The Breakfast Show with Jerry D.
Right.
And we became
else?
friends. And I don't remember. I think it was a guy, a really clean cut guy with like a nice suit, really combed
You should
back
have
hair.
short hair.
Really,
Nobody
hair,
remembers.
no
really
beard.
classy guy. Really
Nobody
classy
remembers
guy. Really classy guy.
Yeah.
But anyways, after this play with HB and Jerry, we kept
That's me.
we started stopping by Jerry's show quite a bit, and then I got the broadcasting license, and I told Jerry, hey man, I used to review movies. Can I do this with you? And he said yeah, and it's been 3 years now, and I review movies for him. I review movies for my show because after I started Jerry D, somebody in the station heard me on Jerry D and gave me my own show, and now I'm here talking about movies. But I think when people ask me like, are you a critic? I don't know if I qualify as a critic because I don't have any real credentials other than that I really like movies. And I feel I started to understand what makes a movie exceptional, what makes a movie good, what makes a movie poor. And I try to make my reviews as digestible as possible. Like I try to not make them very
existential,
fancy. Yeah, exactly. It's just I feel movies are made for the general public. It's not made for guys who studied art in USC. It's like,
okay. Hey, we got a quick
That's
shout
my
out to
take
Dan
on this.
Norman's tuned in. He has a comment about our about our late Renaissance moniker. He says, "Way to own it." He's made a Jack Handy reference. So thanks for tuning in, Dan. So as you're saying, you try to cut to the core of the movie review, and that's what I do. Is when a new movie comes out, I only scroll down to the first half of it to see. Andres has a rating system on his Instagram, which by the way, give us your handle. Give us your handle, Andres, please.
My handle is at Andres Clemente _. Yeah.
Everyone out there, you'll see
Clemente _ yeah.
You'll see it right under his head on the live feed. Don't forget the underscore, because we don't want you following the wrong Andres Clemente without the underscore. Have you ever checked out his page, by the way?
I've been trying to buy that handle from him. He doesn't want to give it. I really have. I was like, man, can you let go of the handle? And he's like, no.
He's on like 50 pesetas or what?
I don't know. He's a capitalist. He wants that. He sees the fortune in the name. He
knows.
Yeah,
he knows.
So give us an idea of your rating system, because I was about to go into it. I think it better come from the source.
If I could pause really quickly, we've just had the new father Chechi's chimed in. He's saying it's not Claro, it's Tigo. Tigo sponsors the national team now, he says, but I think Claro bought the rights to the games. I don't know. I'm confused.
To the away games.
To the away games.
I think Claro. I think the thing is, I think Tigo owns Claro or something, and they bought the rights for the away games.
For the away games. That's right.
Oh wow!
Shout out to Chechi. We gave you a shout out earlier. We're very happy for you that you're a new father. You have a bouncing baby girl. She's beautiful. We appreciate.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Chechi. Way to go.
Hey, Chechi, I hope
you
have a good time, man. I hope you have a good time. It's a beautiful thing.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing. Anyways, you were asking HB.
So I like the new update. Well, it's not new. It's how you set up some graphics on your Instagram so that people can instantly see how
Where it lands,
how to watch the movie. Yeah. So give us a little explanation of what people can expect when they go to your Instagram and how you rate things and how they can see it, and just to give them a heads up before they go immediately and like and subscribe to your page.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It actually had to change in midway because I started rating it by where you should watch it, meaning like wait for it to be free on cable or rent it on video on demand or DVD or go watch it at the movies. But in the middle of it, I realized that was the old way of watching films. Now it's no longer that way. So I changed the system a little bit in mood wise, like what should you expect to watch this movie? So I rated in the worst rating is don't even waste time watching this movie. Like don't waste your time. It's a waste. The other one is if there's nothing else to watch, that's the next rating. If you have nothing else to watch, why not put it on? You might enjoy yourself. Sure. The next one is a nice date night movie. I know a lot of people nowadays is like, hey, we want to stay home, watch a good movie for date night. That's the next category. And the last one, the best rating, is must-see or event film. The ones you can't miss, in my opinion. And that doesn't only qualify blockbusters. There's a couple of small movies out there that I have reviewed as an event movie because they're so great in either acting or character development or actually just the story is beautiful that I do consider it an event film. So that's my rating system right now. And then, in the picture, in the post, you immediately see where it lands.
Yeah.
And if you can go, if you want to go deeper, I'll do right. Yeah.
It's like a temperature gauge, right? If you can see immediately which one, see it's an event. You got to see it. Or, maybe if it's Saturday and you're hungover, tune into it,
While you're having
immediate,
pizza.
And then tell us about in the description too. There's different information.
Yeah, I do it a little differently. I try to make it as to the point as possible. So what I did is I give the positives of the film, what I consider the positives, the negatives of the film, and I do a little summary at the end, a little final comments. So if you see the rating system and you're kind of like, oh, I wonder why he rated this as an event movie, in the caption you can check out all the you can make your own decision about watching the film or not.
I like your setup because I think too much, and any little clue about the movie is going to end up being a spoiler to me. So what I do is I check out the picture and I like the temperature gauge that you have there. Yeah. And then, if I want a little bit more, I'll start scrolling up until I see the top of the pros. And then if I'm still not interested, I'll keep reading. And then if you set the hook, then I'll go watch it, So I kind of like scroll down.
So you find for a positive that you try to find a positive that's worth watching.
Yeah, something to set the hook, I was like, I'm kind of interested on this.
Okay.
I'll check out your Instagram. I'll see where you're rating it, and then I'll just scroll down slowly until I have enough information and I know what I want to do. Otherwise, I'll just read the whole review.
HB, but what if it's a movie? I can understand if you're doing that for a movie that you're not quite sure if you want to see it. Mm-hmm. But what if it's a movie that you want to see no matter what?
Oh, I won't. I don't know.
Like the next
I don't need Andres. I need Andres for many, many things in my life. But I don't. Once I've made the decision, I'll call him afterwards. I disagree with your review, Andres.
He has actually. I think you have in the past. Like, I disagree with you. And I'm like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. That's what friends are for, right? I was like,
by the way, you guys are in this business. There's nothing more gratifying than getting like a comment back, either like I like this film or I did not like this film, or thank you for the recommendation, or I like those little, because you feel people are reading, people are listening to you, and I think that's the most gratifying part of doing it, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. And let me, a little reminder to you guys out there in Instagram world and Storyland. If we ask a question, don't DM us with the answer. Press the damn button. Press the button and answer in the story. Don't DM us. No. Malo. Malo.
I gotta be honest.
Tough love.
I have made that mistake. Because I see the story in one of your personal Instagrams and I can't click it. It's unclickable.
You got to click through to the original story and press
to the RapScallions story. Yeah,
that's right. I mean, we can understand you want to let us know that you know the answer, and we get it.
Yeah, we get it.
We appreciate it. You know, but click the button.
Click the tough love. Click the damn button, you people out there.
Click
we don't need.
I get it. I understand why you're mad.
We need that interaction. Artists live on interaction and applause.
We are incredibly insecure. We need to know people are listening.
Absolutely.
Andres, let me ask you another question, man. I know that whenever you watch Fast and the Furious movies, I know you just sit down and you're like, this is a great movie. Everyone should watch
100%.
it. I know
Agreed.
That's basically the process for all Fast and the Furious movies. But when it's not a Fast and the Furious movie, is there a specific process that you follow? Like, are you sitting there with a pen and a notepad just writing stuff down? Or do you just let the movie wash over you like the ocean?
I also had to change that. At the beginning, I was like, hey, man, I got to take some notes. I didn't use a pen and a piece of paper because it's 2015 at that point. But I had a phone. And what ended up happening is you miss a lot of the actual film. Like if you're taking notes, you miss something that's happening. So it kind of bothered me because I felt I wasn't engaged. So now I don't do that anymore. I actually try to watch the movie completely. And laterwards, I sit down in my desk, I write the review. And if I'm like trying to remember this and that, I put on the trailer. So I can kind of remember, I remember that part. I remember that part and I go back. So yeah, that's how I do it nowadays. At the beginning, I would take notes at watching the movie, but that would distract me a lot.
So you would do this at the movie theater if you were watching the film at the movie theater?
Yeah, people were not happy. Yeah.
That's hardcore. Because you had your flashlight out or your lantern or whatever, and you were there.
Your little Energizer headlight.
Bro, it's not 1994. I would have a phone. I didn't need a flashlight. It has light.
Please tell me you turn your screen brightness down at least a little bit. 50% screen brightness. Yes. Okay, good.
No, less, like 10%. It would be very dim.
See,
dim.
Okay.
Nighttime.
Well done. You've rejuvenated my hope in humanity.
I have to say, I hate people taking phone calls in the middle of a movie theater.
Oh, that's terrible.
And I've been sitting behind people that are just take the phone call. And you know what's funny? Some in humanity, and this is a problem for me. They feel the credits are not part of the film. So the movie's starting with the credits, and I can still take my phone calls. Like, no, sir.
No.
The movie's already going on. No. Turn that off.
Yeah, the whole thing is an experience. That's why you go to a movie theater to be shut out from the outside world and to be completely absorbed into the movie.
Hey, listen, let me tell you a
story. By the way,
man.
I miss it a lot.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to mention you should take voice notes in the movies. Just get your phone and take voice notes. That would go over really well.
Yeah.
I'm sure people would love that.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, let me tell you a story, man. Many years ago. Many years ago when Ant-Man, remember the first Ant-Man? Ant-Man 1?
Oh, yeah. Paul Rudd.
One? Yeah.
I liked it.
Hey, man, I'd had a very difficult day at work. And, my office is over in Marbella, and it's relatively close to Soho Mall. So I was like, you know what? I've had a difficult day at work. As soon as I get out of work, I'm going to go and I'm going to pay to go see Ant-Man VIP and just sit on a giant couch, eat some chicken nug. What are those things called? I forgot what they're called now.
Tenders?
It's been so long. The chicken things.
Chicken
nuggets? Popcorn chicken. I'm going to eat some popcorn chicken, have a big Coke, and just kick it old school. So it was like a Tuesday. So I went there, and I'm sitting in my giant couch. I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. And then just my luck, there were maybe 5 other people in the movie theater at that when I was there. The idiot who was 2 rows away from me gets a phone call, and he picks it up, and he starts talking on the phone. And I was like,
oh, really?
No, man, you don't do this. Yeah. Not during Ant-Man.
Did you say something? Did you cough or something?
No, I just sat there oh, stupid idiot, I hate him.
I had a similar experience where the guy had his little Bluetooth headset on, and on the back of the headset, is a little blue blinking LED, which in open daylight is benign, but in a darkened movie theater is the flashlight of God.
Yeah, man.
So I didn't have the courage, but Carina did. She tapped him on the shoulder. She's like, "Sir, can you turn your little headset off? This light's blinking right in our face." So, and he's very amicable. He's like, "Sure, no problem."
And I had
All right.
Oh my God, there's two Andreses. Did you multiply?
Two Andreses. Hold on. I gotta. Wait, give me a second. I gotta erase one of you and replace you with the other.
Oh my God, this is like scientific stuff going on right now, guys. Andres managed to multiply himself into two
That's right.
people.
He's like the latest Avenger.
He's the latest Avenger, multiple man. He has the capacity to become two.
Multi-movie critic. That's his
Multi-movie
Avenger
critic.
name.
He will give you 2 reviews for the price of 1.
That's amazing.
2 for 1. 2 for 1. But HB will make him 1. He will make him whole.
I'll make you whole. There you are. You're back. I need to shrink you. I'll push my Ant-Man button, resize you, and you'll be 16:9, which is the aspect ratio of choice for movies, is it not? Boom.
It is correct.
Nice.
Boom. We have Andres back in HD.
You're in full high definition, Andres.
You should sit back a little bit though, because you're like super close in.
Yeah. There you go.
There
you go.
Right there.
There you go. Beautiful.
Let me see if I can move this way.
I have a question for you, Andres. Like when you started doing,
Yes, sir.
or started, I don't know, I think when you became a film or a movie reviewer, did you read any biographies by like Siskel and Ebert, or did you look into other people in the field to try and broaden your horizons, or any of that?
That's a good question, man.
I didn't read any biographies. I would have critics of choice that I would trust and I would follow. Roger Ebert, and Richard Roper were the first ones I used to listen to. They even have like a nice like Saturday morning show that I used to watch. And then I also used to read, I think it's the New York Times critic called A.O. Scott. I was a big follower of his. I used to read his stuff. And those 3 guys were mainly my choices. Once in a while, I did started reading other reviews. For example, I know the Hollywood Reporter has a nice reviewer. I used to read his reviews. And I think that's the thing about movie critics. Everybody needs to find the movie critic that gels with their taste. So that way, because that, in my opinion, that's the whole point of a movie critic, is not to actually criticize a movie. It should be to recommend or not recommend to people to watch films. So if anybody out there clicks with a critic, you know, like, oh, I can read his reviews because we kind of have a sort of same taste. So what he likes, I might like as well. So I think that has always been my goal when reading other critics, and I try to review my stuff to make it, as I mentioned, as easy as possible for people to really
cut to the point
right away. Think like, oh, I should watch this. I should not watch this. Yeah, cut to the point.
Yeah. Well, I think that's good advice. Find someone that speaks your same language, so to speak.
Truth. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. And then just on that, then like what makes so you're watching a movie, what elements make a movie good for you? Like, are there any specific parts that you focus on, or you know, just like when you see a movie, what makes you say like that was a good movie? Does it vary by genre? If you're watching a kid's film, is it different than if you're watching like
Yes, it does. It does. I go in watching a movie with expectations and with a mindset of what I'm going to watch. For example, if I'm going to go watch Godzilla versus Kong, I'm not expecting Citizen Kane. Like, I understand that's not the movie I'm going to go watch.
Right.
So I'm going to judge it in specific parameters. Like, okay, this movie, the dialogue might not be amazing, but what I'm looking at is, are the special effects going to blow my mind? Are the fights between Godzilla and Kong going to be incredible? Like, that's the way I'm judging that film. If I'm going to go and watch Tom and Jerry, I know, for example, that film, my expectations for that film were incredibly low. Like, I wasn't expecting a lot. So I come into the movie expecting a kid's movie, And that's what you get. But there are kid movies that are really good. So I judge them with that in
their
mind.
own arena,
It is a
right?
kid's movie. Yeah, it's a kid's movie. I'm gonna watch it expecting some childish comedy, maybe some corny dialogue. But hey, man, if there's some good jokes, if the pace is well, if the animation is incredible, like there's ways of judging it. And for example, in Tom and Jerry, Michael Peña's performance was just so funny. It made the movie watchable.
Yeah, he's very magnetic, very charismatic.
He is, man. Who did he play in Tom and Jerry? Because I remember you told me he was in it, and I was like, "What?" No, I definitely
he plays the hotel manager. It's Tom and Jerry go into like a hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Do they start a business? Do they buy a hotel chain? Is that what happens?
No. The movie is actually the origin of their feud. I think the movie.
Oh.
So the good thing of the movie, they give Tom like a little bit of a backstory. He's a struggling musician, like he plays piano. And he's trying to get a job in New York. And Jerry kind of breaks his piano by accident, and that's why Tom starts chasing Jerry around everywhere. And Jerry hides in a hotel, and Tom goes into the hotel to chase him. So that's the premise of the movie.
So interesting.
And for example, the movie makes interesting decisions in the fact that all animals are animated. So if all animals are animated, that's the rule of the film. That's the rule of the universe. So you kind of fall into what's happening. You don't expect to see a normal dog because every single dog is an animation. Every single animal is animated. So that's a smart idea.
Within that universe of that movie, I like it. And they kept the theme there.
All animals. Yeah, they keep a theme. So when you see the mix between animated and live action, you're like, oh, this looks wanky. It doesn't, because in their universe, all of them look that way.
Right.
That's interesting. And how's the live action interaction? Like, are the actors doing well between them and the animated characters?
It does. Like, that's amazing to me, by the way. It does work really well. And it must be the hardest thing in the world to perform as a live action actor.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool to watch. And in that movie in particular, the animation is 2D, is not 3D. Everything's animated 2D, like the classic Tom and Jerry.
Right.
Yeah, so it's interesting. For example, Michael Peña, at one point in the movie, without spoiling too much, goes into like an animated tornado. Because Tom and Jerry are fighting, and Butch, the dog, goes in, and they form like a huge tornado, and they drag in Michael Peña. And I don't know how they actually do that performance, but it works, and it's funny, and it just is an enjoyable time.
I got some tough questions for you, Andres.
Go for it.
Do it.
How does Tom and Jerry compare to Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Great question. It's not as good. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a film noir, and it's a classic, and it's a pioneer. To be honest,
and there's no way they would make it nowadays. Which is,
by the way, when you read interviews from these directors, that was their goal. Like their main inspiration was Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and that's why they decided to make the animation 2D. They didn't want to make Tom and Jerry 3D animated. They were like, no, we want to make it like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, so they went 2D.
I was very drawn in by the trailers. It's on my watch list, and if it gets even close to Who's Framing Roger Rabbit, then I'll watch it. I want to throw some.
It does not. It does not. It's a child's movie. At the end of the day, it's a child's movie. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to throw some historical knowledge out there. All you guys listening out there, when you said that Tom was a musician, you need to go back on the YouTube. We'll probably post it on our feed. And one of my favorite cartoon videos to watch is the Cat Concerto. It's a Tom and Jerry movie. And I show it to people when I send it to people, I say this: if you want to understand comedy, you need to watch this short animated YouTube video. It's Tom playing the piano, and Jerry lives in the piano and is messing with him. And it came out in 1947. And comedy is very difficult. And to be able to animate it, you have to know the bits. And then since this one is surrounded by an actual song, there's a musician involved in it too. So to be able to land everything, to me, I think this is a character study in comedy. Is the Cat Concerto from 1947 Tom and Jerry cartoon. Looks like we lost Andres to some technical difficulties, but that's okay. The raps.
No.
That's okay. So we'll put that on our Facebook feed, the Cat Concerto. I've watched it several times. And to me, it's one of my favorites. It's where Tom's playing the Hungarian Rhapsody number 2, and then Jerry is trying to mess up his playing.
That's somewhere.
Comedy ensues.
What happened in Santa Clara?
Like
I
we
mentioned Santa
lost-
Clara, and it was like, "Oh, you're insulting me." And
Are you still there?
Scott Leonda was
Scott
like,
Leonda's playing
"Screw
tricks
you
on me,
guys."
here we go. I'm back, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying
Don't
to.
worry.
Are we all
We're
back?
down.
Everyone's here.
What happened? Are you
I
okay?
can't hear anyone.
Battery stuff. All my tech gizmos were out of battery, and I was trying to do it seamlessly while HP was going about his
Historical facts.
his cat concert cartoon.
My laptop wouldn't start today, and I got really scared, and it was because the battery was drained. So it started.
Oh,
Hence the reason why I'm here. But that reminded me that I need to back it up. I need to do a backup.
is there a worse scenario than your computer suddenly dying? I think there's nothing worse at this day and age.
No, I think when your computer dies, that's it, man. You're done for.
Yeah, that's the end.
I immediately take my cyanide pill. Like, we're done.
Yeah, I bite down on my cyanide too, though.
We're done.
Man, I remember when I was doing my master's, I was like, I used my laptop for entertainment, for studying, for communicating, for everything. So if something would have happened to it, it would have just been like, that's it. Why am I even here? What's the point of life? I don't know.
Kill me now.
Now we have our handsets. Now, if your cell phone's done, forget about it.
Yeah. All right, HB, we dropped off.
No, you know what? The phone's
I'm back.
The
So let's get back. Let's jump back in the toboggan. We were talking about
Sled.
Tom and Jerry. So we have a list of questions. We do a lot of research before the show. So, if you have any suggestions for the show,
I like it.
go to PanamaRP.com. You can click on the Patreon button. You can click on the Ko-Fi button, which means you can buy us a coffee. If you have some suggestions, we do a lot of research before the show. We researched Andres thoroughly. We did a police report on him. We called the CIA.
Of course.
And my
He-
everybody.
Yeah, a lot of red flags went up, but
stuff
we were
came
like,
out.
let's
Stuff came
just go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's have him on the show. But check out PanamaRP.com. You can
I like
buy
it.
some T-shirts, and you can Patreon us if you want to do that. And if you have an idea, let us know. Just understand that we do a lot of research for these shows. We do a lot of work goes into this. So, what's next after Tom and Jerry? We talked about the elements that make a good movie.
Here's a question for you, man. Here's a question for you. So you watch a movie, right? And you're like,
Yeah.
this movie, I know what I think. I'm Andres. I'm writing it down. This is what I think about this movie.
Making
Boom.
voice notes.
I made voice notes. I took out my pen. I wrote my stuff down with my lantern. That's it. It's done. I posted it on Instagram. It's out there for the world to see. But then, do you ever change your mind? Or you're like, oh, snap. I saw the movie again. I shouldn't have said that.
No
It's
bueno.
growing on me. Has that ever happened to you? What do you do when that happens?
It's a great question. It normally doesn't happen. Normally what happens the second time is your opinion grows stronger. Like, yeah, this movie was worse than I expected, or this movie's better than I expected. It happened recently. We saw a movie together, Justice League, the Zack Snyder's cut. We watched it together. It was so long. By the end of the movie, we were a little tipsy. So when you're a little tipsy, you kind of miss out on some factoids of the film or some elements. But we still enjoyed it, and our review on the show was kind of there. You go. We drank that, yeah. Our review on the show was positive, but when I saw it sober, I was like, this movie was better than when we saw it drunk. So yeah.
Oh, really?
So
Usually it's the opposite for me. It's like,
yeah. So normally I do when I watch it the second time. Dude, you know what? It's like the Captain America. It's a Captain America serum. It's a super soldier serum. It makes all of what you think. It makes it stronger. It just grows. It doesn't change it. It expands. So when I watch it the second time, it
I like
gets
your
either
reference.
worse or better.
I like your reference to this episode 4 of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh my God, did you see it?
I did see it.
Oh my gosh. I knew it, man. I'm trying to guess what's gonna happen in every single episode, and I'm just like, I'm loving it.
It was dark. It was dark.
If we can switch gears a little bit, I'd like to talk about it because I did like WandaVision because of its kookiness. It was kind of kooky, and it was kind of it wandered through the golden age of television and different sitcoms. So it was fun. But I'm really loving the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I love, like, at first I didn't get the name, and then I thought about, they're doing Spy, Day of the Jackal, 3 Days of the Condor, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it's even the music is all very espionage and intrigue. So I'm digging it, man. I'm having a lot of fun with that show right now.
I'm having a good time, but I'm a little frustrated because it's not episodic. So it's just a big ass movie.
It is.
And you get interrupted for a week, and you're like, God damn, you just keep it going. And it's frustrating a little bit because normally when you watch a TV show, it's episodic. It's like, okay, it has a first, second, and third act. Like, okay, this episode is done.
You millennials are so spoiled.
It's not episodic.
You didn't know what it was like to have to wait a whole week.
Back in my day,
back when I was young, we had to walk over to television and flip the channel.
We had to walk to the television.
I remember it was the I had one of those 2, 4.
Do you call the remote control a clicker?
No. I'm not there.
Because back in the day, you had a little box and you press the volume button and it would click in a certain tune. It'd actually go clack, clack.
Yeah.
And then the TV would receive that certain click and either change the channel or make the volume go up or down. And that's why a lot of people still call the remote control a clicker.
A lot of people, it's for some reason, the population of people that can still call it a clicker goes down every minute.
Exactly.
Just people dying.
Very rapidly.
Man, I think so. Yeah.
Especially after a flu shot.
Oh my gosh. Or after
this show is controversial. I can't be a part of this.
After the past year. Oh my gosh.
This was controversial.
Yes, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I do remember. It's a good show. It's a fun show.
It is a good show.
By the way, I do remember when back in school, like doing the maneuver with the bunny ears and like a clothes hanger, try to get in reception for the TV.
Or getting the aluminum foil on there just to see if it helped.
Yeah.
I was the
just to expand.
I was the kid,
and everybody was an expert. Like, no, I know how to do it.
No. See, they knew that I was the kid, so I always missed all the Duran fights and everything because I was the one that knew. Like, I had a special touch. I was like the Harry Potter of aluminum foil on rabbit ears, or like Marvin Hagler's blurry.
Wait, you were the guy. By the way, you were the guy behind the TV the whole time, just hanging on.
And I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? They're like, don't worry about it.
That here in Panama is called El Congo.
Yeah,
Congo. El Congo, man.
Dan Norman says only had 2 channels.
Hold it on.
Yeah, that happens to me in the theater too. Like, we got a big part for you. And then I'm the tree.
Wow. That's a lie.
Hey, you know what? You're the best tree ever.
No, that's a lie. He's a star. He's a star.
Hey, HB, man. HB, no matter what he does, he's a star.
That's right. I steal scenes, man.
Superstar.
I was the tree one time, and these guys were having this very dramatic scene. And guess what? I walked over, and I was like, make like a tree and leave. Stole the show.
But it was a very dramatic scene, and then he took the drama away from it. He made it a comedy.
That line killed him. I'm sure that line killed
him.
By the way, I wanted to ask you guys, the Oscars that are coming up, are you guys excited? Have you seen a lot of Oscar films?
I haven't.
I have not either.
Do you normally watch Oscar films before the Oscar? Or you really don't care?
I do. Back in the day, Cinemark used to show all the nominated movies, so you could go and watch, but they don't do that anymore. So, and we can't go to the theater. Well, you can go to the theater, but
you can now.
It's not. You can. It's
I have gone.
he's gone.
Yeah, I love the experience. I really do.
Let's go to the theater. Guys, quick shout out to Mike Bolton, Silent Hunter, PTY. He says, I got a part for you guys. After he didn't say it like that.
Jesus, that sounded super dark, bro. I don't know if you want to take that part.
I know the part, Mike. You're gonna feed us. He's gonna chum us. He takes pictures with great white sharks. And if you don't know, if you guys don't know who Mike Bolton is, scroll down. We did an amazing episode with him. Amazing man. Not only is he a great person and fun to be around, but this guy dives with great white sharks and takes pictures with them.
Oh my gosh. Seriously.
So the part that we're going to play, Andres, you go first, is chum for the great white sharks. We'll be posing. The shark comes. We'll take pictures. Last picture. Sharks are very important.
HB. I learned from watching. So I will watch you just nail this part, and if I can do it justice, I will try to replicate it. If not, I'll pass.
You'll remember my performance for the green screen, right?
That's right. And there's a suggestion from Mike says, watch Apex Survival. Survival.
Available on it's
Amazon
on
Prime.
Amazon Prime, and I think they were showing it on some of the local channels as well.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. Thank you so much, Michael.
You can see what Mike gets up
at
to.
Silent. Can you read his Instagram handle for us?
Silent Hunter _PTY. You can see what Mike gets up to, man. That guy, man.
Lots of great pictures.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy
check
stuff.
it out.
But no, man, I think for the Oscars,
what's next on our movie review?
Catch up. I gotta catch up.
I need to catch up too. It's like there's even a whole listing thing on Netflix where you can scroll down for Netflix's Netflix eye. What's the possessive term of Netflix?
Netflix eye.
Netflix eyes.
They call it the banner or the
channel or something.
Yeah.
There's some animated shorts.
The ribbon. The ribbon. I think they call it ribbon.
That's it. That's it. The ribbon.
Just on that, my friend. I gotta ask you, man. Like, because you got Netflix that's getting films nominated for Oscars. You got all these things. Do you think now, just based on the past year that we've had, with movie theaters having been closed, people have had to be creative with the way they get movies out there to people, right? Do you think moving forward, it'll change, or once we all have our shots or we have herd immunity or whatever, people are gonna flock back to the movie theaters, man? What do you think is gonna happen?
I think they're gonna go back to the movie theaters. I really do.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna take a while, but I don't think the movie industry is dead. I think we're gonna see less companies, less movie theaters, probably. What is going to happen is that we're gonna see less independent and mid-budget films. That will happen in movie theaters. Those are going to go to Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu and all that stuff. But the big budget films, I think people are still going to go to movie theaters to watch. Like, it's not the same watching your favorite film, Fast and the Furious, on a TV than watch in a movie theater. Or
I'm
James
waiting,
Bond.
man.
Like, I know HB is a big James Bond fan. I'm sure he wants to watch that movie on a big screen.
The world is not enough.
Yeah. That's not the name of the film, but fair enough.
That's what it says on James Bond's badge, by the way.
James Bond. James Bond. That's my favorite James Bond.
He has it tattooed. The James Bond is just tattooed.
Yeah.
The world is not enough. But yeah, so I think people are going to go back. It's not going to be immediate. But for example, we were talking about yesterday, a lot of people went out to watch Godzilla versus Kong in a movie theater. It made good money. It made really good money. And that means people are jonesing for a movie theater experience, which
I think people miss that without a doubt. I mean, I definitely miss going to the movie theater, and it's a thing, man. When you go to the movies, you're like, hey, you want to go to the movies? Yeah, man, let's go to the movies, and you go with your homies.
It's an experience. What will happen is the window of exclusivity will shorten. That will happen.
Can you explain that to us, though, Andres? I think the common viewer doesn't understand distribution rights.
How normally studios work with movie theaters and movie theater chains is that they give a movie, they make a deal with a movie theater for the movie theater to show their film. So at the beginning of the weekends, the majority of the money made goes to the studio, not the movie theater.
Right.
As the movie stays in movie theaters, the percentages goes towards the movie theater. So, for example, when big budget films like Avengers Endgame comes out, the first couple of weeks, everything goes to Disney. Every single dollar made goes to Disney. But as it goes along, and we are in week 4, week 5, and the movie's still going, and people are still watching it over and over again, that is all movie theaters. That's why sometimes when you go to a movie theater and there's a big movie and a popular film, you will see it in 20 different showings. It's just we're showing it every second, because at that point, the movie theater is making money. So for that to happen, the movie theater had to have exclusive rights to showing this movie for a time period. Back in the day, it was super long. It was 3 months. Then it started to get shortened. Before the pandemic, I think it was up to 60 days. And because of the pandemic, it has shortened. I think some people are making deals for 20 days, 30 days. I think the most it's going to go on, it's going to be about 45 days. So that is tough for movie theaters. That might kill movie theaters because of what I just said. Because at the beginning, they don't make any money.
Right.
And there's also a window before it goes to pay-per-view, and then there's another window before it goes to cable TV.
But that one's dying, HB, because, for example, movies on Disney is gonna show their movie, but then after 45 days, it's gonna go to Disney Plus. It's not gonna go. Exactly. It's not gonna go VOD. It's gonna go to Disney. It's gonna go to their streaming service, and everybody has a streaming service now. Every single studio has a streaming service.
That's very true, man. I was checking on Apple TV this morning, and Paramount has a streaming service, MGM has a streaming service. Everybody and their moms has a streaming service.
And the only big studio that did not have a streaming service this week just made a deal, a multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix. So now Netflix will own the rights for Sony films for the for the foreseeable future. So, for example, for Marvel fans out there, all Spider-Man movies are going to move to Netflix. They're no longer going to be available in Disney Plus.
Oh, wow. So do you think this is going to do away with, because I know you have a large video collection, DVDs and stuff. Do you think this is going to do away with all that? Is it worth buying?
Regional.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I think DVDs and Blu-rays they're about to die. They're basically dead. Not a lot of people buy them because there's no real point to it unless you really want to have the physical thing. But what I say is, when the world ends and you're looking for entertainment, well, I have 300 movies. I don't need internet. Good luck to you.
So
I mean, we
can all go to Andres' house next year when the internet crashes.
You can go sack my house. You can go sack my house. But
I mean, I'm looking forward to getting Fast and the Furious 9 on Laserdisc, just to complete my collection of Fast and the Furious on Laserdisc.
By the way, that's a recommendation for all movie fans out there. Netflix, ironically, just released a documentary about the last blockbuster opened.
Really?
Yeah, there's one open still.
Man, is that the one that's on Airbnb that you can rent it to spend the night there?
Same one.
Nice.
Andres, I can only imagine how much you've invested into your DVD collection. And speaking about investing, Joe, can you tell us about investing into your retirement?
HB, let me tell you something, man.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people dream about retiring in the ideal location. But you shouldn't have to put too much effort into it, and that's why you need to get good advice. And nobody gives you more good advice, HB, than Luke Robertson, financial advisor. If you're thinking about what you're going to do when you retire, man, give Luke a call. He works over at Edward Jones, man. There's several ways that you can get in touch with Luke. You can dial him up at 757-481-0023, or you can send him an email at luke.robertson@edwardjones.com. Hey, we all want to retire comfortably, right, HB?
Absolutely.
There's no better way to do that than by getting in touch with Luke Robertson.
The RapScallions wholeheartedly can recommend Luke Robertson. He's helped us out with our show. He's a sponsor. He's also helped us out with our merchandising. We trust him. And when you're looking for a financial advisor, you just don't call anyone. You call someone that you trust. And the Rapscallions trust Luke Robertson with all our millions that we're making. And
All the
speaking of millions, if you got an extra million sitting in your pocket, go to PanamaRP.com, click that Patreon button, throw a couple 100,000 over to the Rapscallions, suggest some show ideas that you have. It's all good in the hood, baby.
Hey, last time we were thinking about buying some islands, guys. So if you guys want to help us buy some islands, we'll let you go for free. We'll give you a day pass.
Day pass.
Hook us up.
Good job, buddy. Exciting stuff.
Hook us up. Hey, my friend, I had a question for you. Something that became really popular. I don't know if it became really popular, but it really caught my attention. Were these movies where you get to choose what happens? I think there was one of them on Netflix where it was
Babadook or something like that. Had a weird name.
There was one of those.
It was like a Twilight Zone thing. What's it called? I do remember.
Black Mirror.
I know what you're talking about.
Black Mirror. Black Mirror.
Black Mirror. Thank you. Yes.
Black Mirror. And then I saw recently that DC.
Bandersnatch.
Yes. And then I saw that DC recently, well, not recently, but a while ago, they released The Death in the Family, which is where Robin gets killed by the Joker, and you could also choose what happens. Do you think these movies are going to catch on? Is it going to be something that we should look forward to? Are we going to see these in movie theaters? Will we all get to choose in the movie theater what happens?
This will never catch on, Jeff. I can tell you right away. It's always going to be a gimmick. It's because one of the issues is, for example, Death in the Family. I remember I saw it like on one of my streaming services, and I was like so excited because I heard it was like, oh, choose your own adventure, and I put it on, and I see the whole thing waiting for like to ask me, and it never did.
Right.
And I just rewatched a movie like 5 years ago called Under the Red Hood because it's the same film.
Right.
And then I later on read that no, it was only available if you purchased the Blu-ray. And I was like,
right.
I'm serious.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I was like,
You bought the wrong one.
So, no, I was like, no, it's not going to be a thing. I think it's going to be. It's super fun. I think Black Mirror Bandersnatch is incredibly fun, and you can sit there for days. But again, if you watch like Netflix on your smart TV or on your Apple TV or on your Roku, it wasn't available. You had to watch it either on your phone or on your computer for it to work.
Oh, I see.
So again, all these things, I don't think it's going to become a thing. It's like 3D. It's a gimmick.
Yeah, because 3D, people were expecting 3D to kind of like pick up, and it was like, oh my God, everything has to be 3D. Wow. But it doesn't really. I mean, it's not. And
what ended up happening is people started converting their films. They completely shot the film 2D, and they started converting the films to 3D, and it really didn't work out. The movies that really were impressive in 3D was when they were originally shot in 3D, and that was just amazing to watch. Avatar, Hugo.
Life of Pi was really good. Life of Pi was great in 3D. That's the only one I have. That's the only one I want to see in 3D.
Hugo is amazing, by the way. The 3D and Hugo is amazing. It's like watching theater. It's really interesting.
Hey, let me tell you something. The best 3D movie I ever saw was Captain EO.
Nice. Yes, Michael Jackson. Amazing.
Is that the one with you have to wear the black and the blue and red glasses?
No, it was they were polarized. They had the gray film.
You had to watch it at Epcot Center, man. It felt like Michael Jackson was all up in your grill, like doing his dancing and stuff. It was insane.
Was awesome.
I don't know if you want Michael Jackson over your grill right now, bro.
Well, no, it was in the 90s, so it was okay.
Yeah, it was before he was bad.
But no, man, I hear you on the choose. I would prefer my choose your own adventure in my books. And I would choose my adventure in my books.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's fun.
And we did a play where you chose your own adventure at the theater.
You remember that?
We did.
It did not work out as planned. I got to be honest.
But I think people were impressed. They were impressed by it.
People were impressed with our gigantic balls of doing it.
Yeah. And then our good buddy Giancarlo's like, I think you had the same result no matter what you picked. Yeah.
We did. You're like, ha, you will never know now.
You never know. But we had audience interaction. That's the most important part. And speaking of audience interaction, if you're out there and you want to know about a particular movie or you have some questions for a movie reviewer, let us know on Facebook or if you're on Instagram, and we'll ask. We'll do it. He's right here. He can't go anywhere. Ask away.
Oh, wait, sorry, we got some Mike Bolton. Mike Bolton is chiming in. He says, Andres, in case you don't want to watch Apex Survival on Amazon Prime, you can also watch it on Eco TV on the 17th of April at 7:30 p.m. That's on Eco TV, 7:30 p.m. Apex Survival. And he says, HB, you have a true accent like Lyle Wickham.
What does that mean?
Lyle Wickham, man. Hey, you don't know who Lyle Wickham is? Lyle Wickham is a man who is.
Are you Googling right now? Are you Googling?
I think I misspelled the last name.
Good job, guys.
He's a man, okay? He's a man.
He's a human being.
He is
an amazing human being. He did so many things. Let me tell you what he did.
He had a good accent.
I had
he had
all
an
this
accent
knowledge.
like HB. And he was born.
Google doesn't know him. Let me go to Bing.
He was born in 1897 and he died in 1963.
Try an Alta Vista.
That's what I'll tell you about Lyle.
Try to look for it in Alta Vista.
Lyle.
1940 census. Well, obviously he was very handsome and had a wonderful radio voice.
He was a Zonian. Do you know a Zonian named Lyle Wickham?
HB? I don't. My memory fails me. I've had a couple too many abuelos.
Mike just sent the poop emoji and the monkey covering his eyes. So, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible.
I think he didn't like it. We don't have Wickham.
We've got a question from Dan Norman. Segue.
Yeah.
Dan Norman wants to know, what's the movie recommendation for tonight?
Oh, tonight.
Hard.
If you have Sunday. Prime Video, let's go with moods. If you want to watch like a good movie, Oscar movie, I recommend everybody go out there and watch Sound of Metal on Prime Video. That movie is just fantastic. It is about a heavy metal drummer that starts losing his hearing. He's going deaf, and it's him trying to cope with that. Yeah, it's actually pretty uplifting.
But it's a movie. It's not a documentary, or what's?
No, it's a film. It's an actual film. It's starring Riz Ahmed, who is an incredible actor, and Olivia Cook. And Paul Reese, who is nominated for Best Supporting Actor, is just fantastic. I really recommend people go out and watch that. It's available on Prime Video. It's called Sound of Metal.
Okay.
If you want to watch some historical dramas, you got Judas and the Black Messiah, starring, in my opinion, one of the best actors working today, in Daniel Kaluuya. He's just out of this world, a British actor. What else do we have out there? If you're looking for a good comedy, because looking for a good comedy, let me search. I actually do not know.
I have a recommendation.
There haven't been a lot of good comedies. Yeah, go for it.
This is an adult theme, but we clicked on it just by chance. The Night Clerk on Netflix.
It's a good show.
I mean, I was completely engaged. It's about like a
voyeurism.
A guy that works at the front desk at a hotel, but he's on the border. What's it called when you're on the border of autism? So he has a hard time interacting with people. He's on the spectrum. He's on the spectrum, so he has a hard time interacting with people. So he resorts to voyeurism to learn how to interact with people. Mystery and drama ensue.
That's pretty cool. It has a pretty good cat. It has Ty Sheridan, Ana de Armas, John Leguizamo, Helen Hunt.
John Leguizamo is fantastic, dude. That guy is good in everything, man.
That guy's an underrated actor. That guy is really underrated actor. He really goes deep into
Matt,
stuff.
I remember seeing him in Spawn. Did you guys see Spawn?
Yeah. He played the clown.
Clown. Wow. Crazy.
I love for new premieres. I know New Mutants. I know Joe must be interested in this. New Mutants came out on HBO Max for people out there who have HBO Max. That premiered yesterday. New Mutants. I recommend that. If you guys want to watch a good documentary film, watch WeWork, the documentary on WeWork, and how it went from a $46 billion valuation to bankruptcy in 6 weeks. It's a really good. I saw a Vice report on that earlier today. Incredible. It's amazing stuff.
I just rewatched the highest grossing Canadian film ever, and that's Porky's, 1980s movie Porky's. It's on Amazon Prime, and I skipped by it, and I was like, I looked at it, and I know I probably saw it with Dan Norman in Jeff's room because he had the Betamax. That's his older brother. So check out Porky's. It's awful.
I'm sure. I was gonna say, I'm sure it has not aged well.
It hasn't aged well. You know, back in the day, I remember that was the coolest movie ever. You know, as we were little kids watching Porky's. But you know, it was fun. It was fun to reminisce.
So, meaning you were kids trying to look at titties, because that was basically the concept.
By that definition, I'm still a kid.
You were trying to get it where you could, man. You always try to get it where you can. Hey, just on talking about things from back in the day.
Oh, here we go.
What was the first movie? The first movie that you ever remember seeing? The movie that impacted you as a movie connoisseur that you are. What was the most that you think back now into your youth? The first movie you were like, yo.
I think it was The Bodyguard with Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston.
Did not expect that. I always wondered why in the dressing room you were singing.
I think before that we just. No, the thing is, before that, I think that was the first like adult film I watched. Before that, it was just like action movies with Schwarzenegger and Stallone and cartoons from Disney and stuff like that. And this was the first like, oh, here we go, an adult film, and Kevin Costner, like it was. I really remember coming out of the movie like, damn, that movie was something. It was a great experience.
Bodyguard.
I think Bodyguard by Kevin Costner. Yeah, true story.
Wow, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah. Kevin Costner, Whitney Houston. That movie was epic, man. Epic soundtrack as well. HB was just delighting us with some of the sweet tones that Whitney Houston sang during the
also
the hit single.
Congo has a special place in my heart as well. Congo,
man. Congo. Michael Crichton.
It was one of the first movies I watched in
HD.
In a car movie theater in a drive-in.
Oh, in a drive-in.
Yeah.
Cool, man. You make it feel really old.
I watched that in a drive-in.
You know what?
Yeah,
I remember Congo. I read the novel because I was a huge Jurassic Park fan, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna read Congo."
Good.
Then when it came out, I was disappointed that it wasn't like the book.
Yeah,
but I didn't read the book. Sorry.
What about Sphere? How do you feel about Sphere?
Sphere wasn't like
Amy.
Movies are.
Are you a fan of? Well, I have to ask. I see HB that you do not like movie adaptations about books. So which one is you consider it's a great adaptation?
The best movie to book adaptation is actually a Michael Crichton movie.
Directed the other way around, by the way.
Which one?
The Andromeda
Strain. Wait, no.
Oh, come on, guys.
I read the book, but I haven't seen the movie.
That's a deep cut right there.
Fantastic. That movie is so well done. It's a little slow paced. It's about a meteorite that comes back to Earth and people start getting sick. So they take the meteor, they grab all these people who are experts and put them 20 stories down into a top secret government facility to try and figure out how to cure this space-borne virus. The suspense is fantastic. The filming is great. Lots of split diopter shots, which are my favorite from the 70s, which very few people use very much anymore. They use a lot of digital blurring effects now, but Andromeda Strain.
That one. And I think I've seen almost like every single adaptation from a Michael Crichton novel that has come out, I have seen, but I haven't seen Andromeda Strain because he had Jurassic Park, he had Disclosure, he had Congo, he had Timeline with Paul Walker.
Oh my God, that's a rough film. Jesus, that's wow. Is that the one he goes medieval? He goes to like medieval times?
Yeah, that was like a comedy, dude.
Rough times. Are you like is that your author, Joe? Is that your author, Michael Crichton? Or Crichton?
No, back in the day when I read Jurassic Park for the first time, I was like, yo, this is amazing. And of course, as a child, I had an obsession with dinosaurs. So I was like, oh my God. So I started reading all of his novels.
Excellent book. It's an excellent book. And I think we mentioned it last week. It's not It's not true. It's not the movie is not true to the source material, but it's an amazing movie.
It is.
Oh, no, we mentioned it on your show.
We talked
Thursday.
about it in my show, on the monster formula, monster movie formula.
Pop culture.
Pop culture with Andres Clemente.
There you go.
I think
RapScallions are working on a theme song.
I'm still waiting on that theme song. I've been doing the show for over 2 years. Still waiting on the theme song.
It's on the whiteboard.
You can't rush inspiration,
Genius.
but you can coax it along by going to our website, PanamaRP.com. We have a Patreon button and a Ko-Fi button. If you want to hear the new pop culture theme song, please press those buttons.
I mean, the critics that have seen some of the notes that we have written down, they say it's destined for Latin Grammy.
Definitely. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Latin Grammy, not the main Grammys. The Latin Grammys, got it. It's good to know. Good to know. The Central American Grammys.
Oh my gosh. Central American Grammys, those are the best ones. Everyone knows those are the best ones.
People go in drones watching that one.
That's right. Hey, my friend. Okay, so now we know which movie was the first movie you remember seeing.
Yeah.
The Bodyguard. It impacted you. It made you want to be a force for good and save all female singers wherever they are.
And never trust cameramen. I never trust cameramen.
And never ever. It molded you into the person you are today. So now I want to know, what was the best movie that you have ever seen? Best movie ever. What is it?
That's impossible to answer.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's impossible to answer.
Let's say you're feeling happy. And you're like, oh, I wanna be happy. This movie makes me happy. Which movie makes me happy?
That's a clear answer. Jerry Maguire, 100%.
Jerry Maguire.
That is a movie. I love the themes. I love the back and forth between Jerry and Rod Tidwell. It's one of the best back and forths in dialogue. I love the sports factor. It's kind of a sports movie as well, with a huge game at the end. It has the romantic side with the relationship. It has the cuteness factor with a little kid and the 10-pound head. It's just a movie. It's a movie for the whole family, to be honest. It has a great sex scene with Kelly Preston, R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
But it has everything, man.
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire, yeah. So that is my. I think that's a movie. I think it's for a good time. It never fails. It never fails.
My go-to is Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused.
That's great. By the way, he made another one with like an 80s theme that's really underrated. It's really wonderful to watch if you haven't seen it.
That?
It's called, I can't remember right now, but it's Richard Linklater as well. And it's like Dazed and Confused, but about like a baseball team in college. And it's fantastic. It's super underrated. A lot of people did not watch it, but I recommend people go out there and watch it. It's a good time. And if you like Dazed and Confused, that movie is a must-see.
Let's see.
Wow.
There's
I think everything
is that it?
Everybody wants them. Yeah, everybody wants them.
Okay, check that one. I'm gonna check that one out tonight. All right. What else? What do we gotta ask? We gotta ask.
I think if there's a movie that I watch that makes me feel good,
here we go.
It's definitely Maybe. I love that movie. I love Definitely Maybe.
Really? Wow.
I love that movie.
It's just fun.
It's funny because we do a lot of top fives, and that movie comes up in the top fives.
The thing is, I remember once I was home. I got home from work, and my mom was like, "Hey, this was years ago." She was like, "I went to Blockbuster with your dad.
I don't think
we
I've
got
seen
this
that.
movie. I think you're gonna like it." And I was like, "Whatever, Mom. What do you know about movies?" And I watched it, and I was like, "Wow."
You loved it. I haven't seen it. I'm gonna watch that tonight.
You can do no wrong. You're gonna watch a lot of movies tonight, HB.
I gotta be honest, HB.
I'm gonna sleep, dog.
I think I know your taste. I would go with the 80s one more than Definitely Maybe.
Yeah, you're probably not gonna like that. Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe you will. I don't know. Maybe you will.
Reynolds in it. It's got Ryan Reynolds in it.
And it's before he did Green Lantern.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna like it. Definitely gonna like it.
Can you IG live? You
Rachel
watching the movies for us? Because
I'm gonna live tweet.
I would love. You should.
Totally gonna live
because
hey, it has Rachel Weisz. It has Isla Fisher. It has
Rachel Weisz.
Ever
since the Mummy,
Elizabeth Banks.
Ever since the Mummy, I've had a big crush on Rachel Weisz.
Hey man, she's in it to win it. She's in it to win it. She's in the Black Widow. I'm really looking forward to the Black Widow, the film.
really?
Black Widow. Well, that one's going to be out in streaming services as well, simultaneous. That's the thing. This year for movie theater is going to be tough because a lot of movies are being released simultaneously on streaming services and movie theaters, and that's gonna hurt the budget. That's gonna hurt the revenue a little bit.
I've got a question for you. Now that we have the Snyder Cut and there's a little bit more of the audience asking the studios to do stuff, do you have something on your wish list?
Yeah, if you could have a cut, what cut would it be?
That's a great question. I think I would hope they would try to do. I don't know. I'm trying to go back more than the recent ones because I think it's more interesting.
I'll give you some thought. I'll give you some thought process there. I want them to.
Okay, here we go.
I want them to go back and finish the series of Master and Commander: Other Side of the World. That movie is freaking the best.
There was a TV show. What do you mean finish the series?
Because the author of the book wrote.
It was supposed to be like a trilogy or something. Okay.
There was supposed to be a whole series of them, and they came out with the first one. It got 10 Oscar nominations, and then they came out with it competed with Lord of the Rings, and then Pirates of the Caribbean, which was a snooze fest, and then they axed the rest of that series. And much to my dismay, if you guys haven't seen that in a while, go back and watch it. In the past month,
I will watch that one.
In the past month, I've watched it 3 times. Peter Weir is completely underrated.
Wow.
Director.
I got to revisit that one because I saw that in the movie theaters and it felt underwhelming. It felt unfinished because it does finish like on a little bit of a spoiler, like a not a spoiler,
like an
what do you
unfinished
call
ending, a cliffhanger.
Unfinished ending, yeah, a little bit a cliffhanger. Thank you. And now but I got to revisit it because I have heard recently. I've heard like this movie's amazing. This movie's amazing. I'm like I don't have it there in my.
I'd rewatched it.
Films.
I rewatched it a few months ago, and then we rewatched. What's it called with Jim Carrey, the Truman Show, and
great!
You know Truman, that movie. I was watching it, and I'd always kind of dismissed it because I love Jim Carrey, but I like him more for Ace Ventura than I do for his dramatic stuff. You know, so watching that, I had a bit of a disconnect. I couldn't really take it seriously, but on second watching, I really watched it and I was like, man, this movie's making really great decisions. And I really enjoyed watching it from a technical point of view. And I went back and watched Master and Commander again, right after watching The Truman Show. And I'm loving Peter Weir right now. That guy's completely underrated as a director.
You know, regarding Joe's question, it's not so much of a cut. I would love to, you and me, Joe, we love nostalgia things, and we grew up with certain cartoons and certain TV shows and stuff. And sometimes they do like live action movies about stuff we loved, and they completely screw it up. I would love, for example, a good remake of a Dragon Ball film. They made one a couple years ago, and it's
oh my gosh,
They're doing a live action version of that right now on Netflix.
A Dragon Ball live action.
They did one like a long. Really? They did one a long time ago, and it was terrible.
It was horrible. It was horrible. And that one, I know Ninja Turtles deserves like a second chance. I know they've tried multiple times, and the TV shows, the cartoon TV shows nowadays are actually pretty good. But movie-wise, they haven't really clicked in the recent years.
You know what I would like to see? I would like to see a new He-Man and the Masters of the Universe live action.
That's actually, they actually are making that. That is actually in development right now. Yes, I don't know who's in it, and I think they already cast He-Man, if I'm not mistaken.
Who's He-Man?
Yeah, you got to check it out. Research department, check it out. Research department.
I'm searching. Right, research department is searching for who's playing He-Man and who's going to play his blonde bowl cut.
Man, because I remember the Dolph Lundgren one, and I was there.
That's tough. That's tough to watch.
I want to know who's playing.
I would like to see. I would like to see another version of Quantum of Solace. That movie felt unfinished. Felt rushed. So I would love to see, especially that director in particular, take another cut at it, Martin Foster, because I think that's I am a fan of Daniel Craig as James Bond in his series, and I think that's the weakest link. And the reason it was the weakest link is because it was made during the writer's strike. So that movie was incredibly rushed. It felt unfinished and a bunch of stuff. So if he could take another stab at it, well, it would be fun.
Yeah, it's
what else is there out there? It did suffer. A Green Lantern remake would be interesting to watch.
A good proper Green Lantern, yeah, that would be good.
And that was disappointing because,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I know Joe can recite the Green Lantern. Joe can recite the Green Lantern motto. Can you?
I cannot.
Give it to us, Joe. Can you do it, Joe?
Deepest day and darkest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
There you go.
And boom! Ryan Reynolds appears.
I would recite it with my glow in the dark power lamp.
With Green Lantern, it was super disappointed because it had a great director with it. It was the same guy that brought back James Bond with Pierce Brosnan in GoldenEye, and it was the same guy that brought back James Bond. It was the same guy that brought back James Bond again with Casino Royale. He made both of those films. So when he was assigned to Green Lantern, I was like, oh, great. And it kind of didn't work out.
Okay, so in your critical review, what are some of the things that made such a talented director? What in your critical review, what made Green Lantern not work?
It's easy. Studio involvement. Like it's
too many fingers in the pie.
Did I lose?
No, we're here. I'm here. HB's here. Are you here, HB?
I'm here. I'm totally. I can move. Move, Joe. Move.
Oh, we lost
Andres. So in your opinion, Joe, what are some of the things that made Green Lantern not work, considering that it had so many things going for it?
I think first and foremost, that CGI suit was crap. The CGI suit was super crap.
Right.
Before I get to the rest of it, just another quick shout out to Mike Bolton. He's been chiming in a lot. He's tuning in.
Yes, sir.
He says, can't wait. First, he asked for the name of the film, and I replied, Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World. And he says, I can't wait to meet you two scallions in person. We can't either, Mike. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have a group hug.
And also, we should film an episode of us diving with sharks. What do you think about that, Mike? Let's put that in the books.
Hey, Mike, if you want to see somebody be super scared, us two.
We'll do everything you say. Remember when we had him on the show, he's like, you got to go through your mental checklist. You got to make sure you got all your gear. You got to make sure that you're swimming with an animal. You got to make sure your mind is tuned. And you got to make sure that Andres is back with us, people.
Andres is back.
I'm back. I'm so sorry. I lost internet for some reason.
Yeah.
Anyways,
you gotta put your tinfoil hat on.
I know.
HB can go to your house and wrap your head. If you want, HB can go to your house and wrap your head in aluminum foil. He does that.
I just did the bunny ears.
Don't do that. If it's working, don't mess with it.
So
we were talking about.
You were asking, my friend.
The
Green Lantern
saying,
yeah,
Green Lantern, excellent director. You said that too much studio involvement, and I said too many fingers in the pie. Please continue your train of thought.
Here's the thing: that movie got made, and it was made IP versus story, meaning Iron Man came out at that point, and they really wanted their own Iron Man, so they literally made Iron Man. They tried to make Iron Man, and it's not the character, it's not the point, and I think also it needs to say, people want to see Green Lantern fight somebody, and fighting a huge cloud thing it's never fun to watch. It's like, okay,
man, Green Lantern he works on willpower, man. His ring only works if he believes in himself, man. So the story could have been a bit more.
Yeah,
there could have been more depth to it. And I didn't like the CGI costume. I didn't understand that. That was stupid.
Listen, George Clooney had a great quote back in the day that he said, you can make a bad movie out of a good script. It's impossible to make a good movie out of a bad script.
Yes. You have to have a story.
Yeah. And they didn't have one. They just wanted IP. They wanted to make their own Iron Man. And That's not a great place to start.
Yeah, I hear you.
I really hope Ryan Reynolds gets another shot at playing Green Lantern. I would like
100% he's not.
But yeah, he probably doesn't want to do it.
He doesn't want to do it. I think it's more him than the studio. I think the studio would love to have him back, but he's not making that.
Well,
he made the project. He made the project of his dreams. He's making the project of his dreams in Deadpool, so he's not
Deadpool.
He's
No
like,
doubt.
I'm good.
No doubt.
Yeah, they kind of pushed him off like the redheaded stepson. Oh, go ahead and do your project, and then it turned out to be a great success. So him and John Favreau are kind of writing their own checks right now.
Seriously.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Well, but John Favreau has nothing to do with Deadpool, though.
No, but he has to do with Mandalorian, Iron Man.
By the
What
way,
else?
if you are a fan of movie making and you like stuff, there is a series of The Mandalorian on the making of it.
Oh.
And it's just fantastic, like how they do the whole thing and how they designed a huge room made out of LED screens. Mm-hmm. So they don't use green screen anymore. They use video game technology. Yeah. Video game technology. So the camera in the background is moving with the actor.
Moves with the camera.
And so it's amazing for the actor because he no longer needs to imagine what his surroundings look like. He's there. Like, it's beautifully projected 360 degrees. Well, 180 degrees, actually. But
amazing. I remember when I was a child, I used to think, like, man, when I'm a big-time actor, I hope I don't have to act in a green screen because I want to be able to see my surroundings. So now it's good to know that'll happen.
Well, that's a big problem on Lord of the Rings.
It's
Gandalf. Yeah. He stomped off the set several times. Like, I don't know how to... he's like, how the hell do I act with a bunch of green boxes? Yeah.
Was he upset? Yeah, I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, he got frustrated.
There was
he got frustrated. You can Google that. He definitely got frustrated. He got upset. He stomped off and came back.
It's circling around because back in the early 2000s, it was all about CGI and green screen, and finally people noticed, like, people want more practical effects. Practical effects are more expensive because they are, but it makes the movie 100 times better.
Well, if we revisit Jurassic Park, if you watch Jurassic Park, the original, made with more practical effects, and you compare it to The Lost World, you can tell immediately which one ages worse.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park still lives to this day.
Still is beautiful to watch. Jaws is still amazing to watch. It has not aged horribly at all. Even the mechanic shark still kind of works because it's barely shown. But the movie's just fantastic to watch, and it's a movie made back in 1975.
Fantastic. Yeah. And that was a byproduct of the mechanical shark not working. So they had to show it less, and that kind of
worked better for the film.
Yeah, it worked better for the films. Don't show the monster until you really have to.
Exactly. That's what I tell people all the time.
Yeah. I'm going to show you the monster.
I was going to ask. Oh, man. That's a...
Hey, Andres, my friend.
All right.
We have 20 minutes left in the show. By the way, HB, Mike Bolton says, let's do it. That means we're going in a cage with great white sharks.
I love it. The RapScallions are going to be in a cage with great white sharks.
With a great white shark. We're going to say hi. Andres, I have a question for you.
I feel Joe's gonna be on the boat just taping.
Okay, check this out.
No, he's going in the water.
Check this out. You sit. So what's a scenario like? You're going to watch a movie, right? You're like, okay, I'm going to watch a movie. I want you to describe to us what the perfect scenario is for you to watch a film. What has to happen around you? What has to be set up? Is there like you have like a ceremony you perform beforehand? Do you have to touch the movie screen on both sides? What do you have to do? What has to be in place in order for you to properly be able to watch a movie and review a movie?
Is there a ritual involved?
Question.
Yes.
At home or going to the movie theater?
First, let's do at home.
Oh, at home.
Oh, we got a red dot as far as internet connection. I don't know if you guys can still see Andres and Joe. I have them frozen, so I can tell you that I definitely have a ritual involved, and I can't watch a movie unless I've got my popcorn and soda. And when I say
I like that.
popcorn
I
and
like to fall
soda,
asleep as well.
yeah, okay, we cut out
I
there.
think
don't
we
know
lost
what
HB,
I
my
don't know what
friend.
the,
We lost the
Yeah.
internet. Something's happened.
Are we back?
so
No, we're not.
Can
back.
you?
We'll be
can you
back when we can
recap?
see HB move. And at the moment,
Can you
we
hear
can't
me?
see HB.
I can see HB. I can see HB. I think Joe can't, but I can.
I
Hey,
can't.
yeah, Andres, recap. No,
I'm here.
Got internet latency.
I'm
We
here.
got internet latency. We're not uploading right now. So as soon as we have a green light on the upload, there we go. Andres, can you recap your ritual for?
So Andres was telling us that he slips some melatonin into his whole family's final drink of the evening, so they fall asleep.
No,
I guess a little
I
quiet.
I do. I wait for everybody to be asleep.
Are we talking about date night or movie night?
Lights. No, me watching a movie to review it. That was the question, not date night.
That's right. That's right. How he reviews the movie, what the perfect setup is.
I like the. Yeah, full darkness, just the big screen. I like headphones.
Oh yeah.
I other more than the whole. Yeah, I do headphones.
All right.
I do headphones
I do
because
headphones too.
that way I can turn it up without waking anybody up. I can just the volume I want and I just enjoy the film. And it's here you go, full surround. It's full surround.
Truth.
Yeah, when you turn your head, it's like it's right here.
I normally don't. It's so like it's right there. It's like and you just go. I do headphones, full darkness, big screen. I don't do normally anything to drink or eat. I normally watch it without anything. I don't do lying down. I like to be sitting.
Mm.
I hate watching movies lying down. I'm not a VIP guy that likes to lie down while I watch a movie.
You're people. You're like the people.
If I have something to eat, I don't know if that is that the people. The people sit.
The people sit.
Is that,
people.
I didn't know that the people sit.
The people die. I'm sorry, it got dark.
If I would have to eat something, I'd rather be actual food more than like popcorn and stuff like that. I would like let me have a burger, let me have some chicken fingers. Like I would rather have
home or
food
at the theater?
than actual
At home.
At home. And drink wise, I'd rather be sober.
How does it compare and contrast?
So
Being sober is good.
with the movie theater,
Yeah.
it's pretty similar because I try to emulate at home what I have in the movie theater. So it's again, I'd rather be sitting down than lying down, even though if I go VIP, my seat will be probably upright watching the movie. I would probably get like popcorn, chicken, and French fries instead of popcorn, instead of just popcorn.
That's a lot of carbs, my friend.
Soda. I know. That's why I work out.
For those of you that don't know, Andres, he shredded. Super shredded.
Rocking body.
They call him shreds. When he walks in the street, he's like, there goes shreds.
It's me.
From the chest down.
It's me and Chris Evans. It's a little bit. It's a little different.
You're almost a U.S. agent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God, U.S. agent. I have so many thoughts on U.S. agent. I'm gonna.
It's hard. It's hot. It's hot.
Step away. Step
Hey,
away.
We're running. We were at 4:45. That means we got 15 minutes left in the show. I just want to reach out to the people out there listening. Any more questions for a movie reviewer? The last question we had was, what are the movie recommendations for tonight? If you have any more comments or questions for Andres Clemente, movie reviewer Royale, please let us know. Andres.
Royale, shit.
Royale.
So we're about to move into the movie theater. How does that compare to your home style?
So yeah, upright seat. I don't like to be lying down. Full darkness. I try to sit in the middle of the theater. I don't like. I find fun interesting when people are like, "Let's go to the back of the theater." Like, why? I don't want to be smack down the middle where the audio can be again 360 degrees. Like in the back, you're just gonna get one
makeout spot.
I guess so. Again. I'm watching movies, man. I'm not there to make out.
True.
No, man. Hey, man, who makes out these days? That's overrated.
I mean,
Okay, so what's your food choice at the theater?
Again, I would either go Slurpee, just Slurpee. Okay.
I just love the Slurpees, man.
I love myself a Slurpee.
He loves the Slurpees. Ice.
If I'm in like the VIP section, I would go for the popcorn, chicken, and French fries. I would try to do that. And if I get popcorn with my Slurpee, it's got to be mixed. I can't do just salty or just sweet. I gotta mix it up.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I agree with that.
That would be the food choice. That would be the food choice.
I agree with that.
That's true. I have actually been in a few movies. So I went to a premiere one time, and I was like on the side of asking questions, and we're doing Q&A time. And then they were like, "Are you ready to go in?" I was like, "I can't go in. I don't have my popcorn and soda." And the director's like, "That's how you watch a movie." So I went and I got my popcorn and soda, and then we all went in, which I guess was egocentric at the time. But that's how I watch movies. I need popcorn.
Who do you think you are? Can't watch a movie.
Do you think they have time for you to freaking drink your soda?
Hey, I bought it myself, so I think they should have paid for it. I don't know.
You know what? I had a super embarrassing moment happen to me one time when I was at a movie. Shout out to Mike Bolton, though. He says, "Joe, my man." Yes, indeed, Mike. When
we've got another shout out from Dan Norman. He says, "That's poppycock."
You're a poppycock.
Sure, he said that's 1 minute ago, so it's probably 2 minutes ago. Maybe that's what they call popcorn in England. I don't know. Continue.
Listen, we were doing an event for some James Bond film. I don't remember which one it was. But anyways, I fell asleep during the James Bond film. That really sucks. But I had to have my popcorn chicken because they were giving away free popcorn. But I was like, no. I need popcorn chicken and a soda to watch my film. So I was watching it. I fell asleep, man. You know what happened to me during the event? I spilled some mustard on my white shirt, dog.
Oh, man.
So at the end of the evening, I was saying goodbye to people, and I had a mustard stain on my white shirt.
It looked like Italy.
Super embarrassing.
By the way, you fell asleep watching Quantum of Solace.
I did. I think I fall asleep at all James Bond films except Skyfall because it took place in Scotland.
I want to give props.
I remember we got drunk before going into Quantum of Solace.
We did.
And you got drunk.
We did. I fell asleep during Quantum of Solace.
It's an excellent title. Makes you think. But not the most
we were so excited. We were so excited, but I fell asleep. I'm sorry, James Bond.
We overdrank. We overdrank.
So what other excellent questions do we have for movie critic extraordinaire Andres Clemente?
Matt, we have
Andres Clemente _
too many questions. Andres, tell us right now, tell the people, who is your favorite actor/actress? You have one?
Look at somebody asked me, Jerry D asked me recently, like, if you would make a movie, what would it be about and what actors would you cast in it? And I said I would cast Daniel Kaluuya and Saoirse Ronan. I think they are two of the most talented actors working today. And I'm dying to find out how far can they go. I think Saoirse Ronan has the ability to be the next Meryl Streep.
Word?
And Daniel Kaluuya, she's fantastic, and she's around 23 years old. It's ridiculous. It gets me envious as well. And Daniel Kaluuya, man, like every movie and every role he takes, he just goes above and beyond. Like if you watch him in Get Out, his breakout role, he's fantastic. If you watch him in Widows, he's an amazing villain. He's an amazing bad guy. If you watch him in Saturday Night Live, he just kills it with the comedy. Like if you watch him in Judas and the Black Messiah, he plays a Black Panther leader, like, and you watch video of the Black Panther leader, and you're like, wow, it's amazing to watch him emulate that guy, and to find out he's British and he can do all this. It's just fantastic. I'm a huge fan.
I'm always surprised.
I'm looking forward for their career.
I'm always surprised at how I think it's always impressive when British actors can do American accents really well. I think. I don't know.
Much better that way than the other way around.
Well, the thing is that there's still a theater industry in England as opposed to the United States. And us coming from the theater, I wanted to pimp that a little bit. A lot of Hollywood is getting people from England and from Australia because there's more of classical theater training as opposed to people who walk on the set and Instagram famous. They're not going to be as good as an actor as the people you just said.
By the way, Andres, I totally agree with you, HB. Andres, we have a question from Mike Bolton. He wants to know, Andres, when is Top Gun 2 coming out?
Good question.
Dog. I added the dog.
They actually just delayed it again. they delayed it again. Paramount delayed it again. I do not know if it's going to come out either this year or late this year. If it comes out around November, December, or early next year. Yeah. So we're still going to have to wait for it.
Didn't they drop a trailer for that already? They did, right?
The whole pandemic.
No, yeah, the trailer's out. The movie's completely done.
The pandemic.
The movie's been completely done for about a year now. Yeah.
Man.
And apparently, by what I've read, the movie's fantastic. The movie is like really well done. So I'm excited to watch.
I want to ask you something, Andres. In the first Top Gun, these guys were playing volleyball in their jeans.
Yes.
And then the guy went straight on a date afterwards.
In the same jeans.
In the same jeans.
Yes.
Do you or do you not find that disgusting? And would you mimic that if you were going on a first date with someone you found attractive?
Hey, here's the thing. In that movie, man, Maverick, he's named Maverick for a reason. He shows up to that girl's house all sweaty and full of sand. He shows up late, if I'm not mistaken. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm late. And the first thing he says is like, I'm going to take a shower. I'll be right back. He doesn't even ask for the shower. Oh. He just goes in and takes a shower. I've done that. It does not work. You immediately get kicked out of the house.
Right. You just can't invite yourself to a shower all sandy. Like,
I tried.
The sand is going to clog the drain. You can't do that.
And
I put on the pose with the hand, and I was like, baby, I'm going to take a shower. I'll be right back. And he's like, sir, this is our first date. Get out of my house. Crazy person.
So,
and I got kicked out. So
let's recall, Andres is shreds.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, that's 6-pack. You can wash your clothes on it.
Yeah.
You can shred ginger on it.
That's hard.
I love that said you go. I love that. That's
I go
what
for
you
the
go
culinary
for.
delight.
You're shredding. You're shredding like ooh. Put a little shred of ginger in this.
That's how you spice things up.
Let me ask you a question though. What is it with dudes? I've never found the need to be shirtless and in jeans. Have you ever found the need to be shirtless and in jeans?
Oh, I gotta call you out on that, Joe. I think it works for the ladies, man.
Oh, yeah?
My wife loves watching me in jeans and no shirt. Shirtless? Yeah, 100%.
Just walking around the house?
Yeah, she loves it.
Oh. Well,
they gotta be.
I applaud you guys
here's
for
the thing.
putting on pants.
They can't be tight jeans. They gotta be loose.
They can't be skinny jeans. They can't be skinny jeans.
Yeah, no, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. It's gotta be comfortable. It's gotta be like, it's like oh, I just found these jeans on the floor and I'm putting them on to get a glass of water. Oh, a little water dripped on my chest.
Oh, okay.
Look at this. Look at this drop.
All right.
Speaking of drops,
it's gotta be a thing.
A drop here and a drop there is kind of like investing in your 401k. Joe, do you have any input about 401ks?
HB, let me tell you something about 401ks, man. If you're leaving your employer, you got to understand your 401k options. And the best place to know about this is at Edward Jones, man. You know, you can roll it over to an individual retirement account, or you can cash out. You know, it really depends on you. And the best person to tell you about this is Luke Robertson, financial advisor over at Edward Jones. HB, can you tell the people how they can reach out to Luke Robertson, financial advisor?
If you're in the continental United States, Luke Robertson can help you. Dial him up at 757-481-0023. Or if you want to write an email, you got lots of questions, you want to put it in written form, send him an email at luke.robertson@edwardjones.com. If you're thinking about it, you missed that contact information, write to the RapScallions. We'll let you know. Luke Robertson is our financial advisor of choice. Back to you, Andres Clemente. Let's talk about movies, baby.
Here we go. What else do you wish to know?
Tell us, which is a director that you can't fail with? If you're going to watch a film and you're like, it was directed by this person, and you're like, all right, I'll watch that. Who is your go-to director?
David Fincher.
David Fincher.
I think Fincher is one of those guys that it's funny because Fincher even has a couple movies that he doesn't acknowledge, like The Game with Michael Douglas, and I love that film.
That was fun.
That was a fun film. But I think Fincher right now is at the top of his game. He's having a good time over there by Netflix. I loved his film Mank. I
did too. Very well done.
And by the way, he's a guy that understands that he's making movies and understands he's making entertainment, and he understands that he's making blockbusters as well. So he's not like a hoity-toity director, like, oh, look at this beautiful thing. He just loves to make movies and loves to make movies to be seen by a lot of people. He started as a commercial director. He made commercials. That was his thing. And yeah.
Even in Mank, his musical directors, one of them is Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails. They went out and found the actual instruments from the era, because this is in the 30s. So they got instruments from that era and composed everything so it'd be era accurate.
Yo, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I think David Fincher is one of those directors right now. The same with writer. I think if you ask me writer, like which movies I need to watch are Sorkin films. I love how Sorkin writes. I love his dialogue. I emulate my writing with his. Like that's the way I like to write. That's the way I like the back and forth dialogue. So my favorite writer is Sorkin.
Cool. So those are can't miss. If you know that a movie's coming out or something and these guys are involved, you're there.
That's why, by the way, I think that's why Social Network was so good, because it was an amazing writer with an amazing director working together. And I think Sorkin films after Social Network have not been as good because he's directing them himself. And I think Sorkin, if you need to put his writing with a visionary director like Fincher, and it will make a better film. Like if you watch, for example, Steve Jobs, that was made by the English director. I'm blanking here. Steve Jobs, the guy who directed 127 Hours, Danny Boyle. It was directed by Danny Boyle, and underrated film, completely underrated film. I recommend if you haven't seen Steve Jobs, written by Aaron Sorkin, directed by Danny Boyle. It's a fantastic movie, and it's because it's not directed by Sorkin. Sorkin doesn't have that. Still, he's learning. He doesn't have that amazing eye.
Yeah, it's completely dialogue driven, and the actors did a great job. I mean, it does. There's not a pause in the movie. It's beam, bam, boom, 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 which creates a lot of tension.
Fantastic movie.
That's awesome, dude.
What all-time favorite?
Shout out Mike Bolton. He says, "At my age, I can walk around in my jeans and no shirt."
There you go. Bolton knows.
Mike Bolton. That guy's probably got a necklace made out of shark teeth.
Yeah.
I know, Joe. Now you know, man. When this ends, you gotta just pop up that shirt, put on some jeans,
seriously,
and just strut along.
I'm just gonna
see how Kelly reacts.
I'm gonna hang out in my balcony right now. The minute this is over, I'm gonna take my shirt off, get these jeans on, make sure they're not tight fitting. None of that skinny jean stuff.
No tight. You know what?
You
gotta be comfortable.
I want to have a little litmus test here. I was like, walk around in your jeans without your shirt on, and then when we dive with sharks, do it again, and see if it changes anything. I think it's gonna give you a lot of swagger, baby.
It's possible, man. It's possible.
Wow.
But what if you have to ride a horse?
I've done that. It works.
Great question.
In jeans without a shirt?
Every time.
Why does the shirt get involved in the riding of the horse? What do you do on the horse?
Well, the thing is, you need jeans on so you don't get chafed.
I get the jean part. It's like that's my question. Why does the not having a shirt affect your horse riding?
Because it's hot.
How are you riding horses?
It's hot.
Are you hugging the horse the whole time? Or are you just
that's how he makes that that union with the horse. That's right. And the horse knows.
Usually I ride a unicorn so I can hold on to the horn. But if there's no saddle and there's no horn, you gotta hug the mane.
Okay. What you do is you get that horse. You get a horse, HB. You put on those jeans. You go to a waterfall. You call Carina. Carina, watch this, and you go into the waterfall without a shirt with the horse. Beautiful. It's just heat right there. Just heat.
There will be no water left.
The water evaporates.
Yeah, it'll just be you.
The water evaporates. It was just so.
So Mike says it's better to Winnie the Pooh it, no jeans and wear a t-shirt. I think that's the best. That's the best.
Oh, I can't nail that one. I can't pull that one off.
I'm doing that right now, actually. Mike, good call. I'm not standing up. I mean, we're 1 minute over time, and I can't wait because I got to stand up. So we're at 5 o'clock. Any last questions, Joe? We've got a film critic right here on screen.
No, all the questions have been answered, man. All the questions.
Okay, I want to know right now, what's your favorite movie, Andres?
Right now?
Right now.
Like
top of your head.
11th of April, 2021.
Promising Young Woman.
That was fun.
Like the movie right now, like when I enjoy that, yeah. I enjoyed that from this year. I enjoyed that movie very much. I enjoyed it very much. It was fun.
Favorite director right now?
Oh, God, putting me on the spot.
It's tough.
I kind of said Fincher, but I don't know if it's actual Fincher.
Are you not supporting Fincher?
No. Fincher is a great director, and I love him. I love him directing wise, but
you can break it up into two of all time and right now, or your current favorite, and also all back.
You know what? I think I'm gonna throw you guys a curveball. I think Pete Docter is an amazing storyteller. I think Pete Docter should be considered as one of the best directors working today.
I'm gonna send that to the research department.
Pete Docter, a guy who directed Pixar films. He's the head of Pixar right now. Yeah, that's why I say it's kind of a curveball because, but his films are just.
I like that.
You can't go wrong with Pixar.
You know, when you're doing animation, as I mentioned before, with the Cat Concerto, is you have to plan your beats, and doing that with comedy means that you better be spot on. Otherwise, it lands flat. All right. Any last questions?
No more questions, my friend. We have emptied our canister of questions on this talented young man.
Yes.
Wow,
well
thank
done.
you.
Thank you so much, Andres. Joe, can you give us our inspirational wrap-up movie reference?
Let me tell you something, guys.
Wow.
You guys are in charge of your own movie. All right? If your movie is going to be a comedy, it's up to you. If it's going to be a drama, it's up to you. It all depends on how you want to take it. RapScallions and Clemente, we prefer comedies. We laugh to keep from crying. So you guys, laugh with us. Don't cry. We love you.
Beautiful, beautiful. I always love those wrap-ups. And final thoughts. Thank you, Andres Clemente. You can find him. His Instagram handle is right underneath his head, at Andres Clemente _ movie reviews. He's always got the latest, and you can do what I do. You can read as much as you want, and it's always spot on. I base a lot of my movie watching on what he says.
Thank you.
And check out PanamaRP.com. We've got T-shirts, we got Patreon, we got Ko-Fi. We're going to be adding buttons so that if you feel like buying us a beer, you can press a button. Tell us, Joe.
HP, don't forget you can catch Andres every Monday at 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m. every Wednesday with Jerry D. He does his movie review. Is it at 8:30?
It's true.
8:30 movie review
8:30, yeah.
with Jerry D. 89.3 FM. You can catch him Monday to Friday at 12 noon. Pop Culture 89.3 FM. He'll talk to you about a bunch of stuff, and sometimes HB and I will pop up. Sometimes
You should tune in because
I was gonna say if you guys want to listen to my shows with HB and Joe in the past, you can check them out in any podcast platform. You can find them right there: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out Pop Culture with Andres Clemente, and you can hear.
What's the web
Joe
address
Mesquita
so they
and
can
HB
catch
to
the
it.
stream every day at noon?
CoolFMPanama.com.
Panama.
CoolFMPanama.com.
doesn't get
Thank you,
easier than
everyone,
that, y'all.
All right, last thought.
It's not a specific one for pop culture, no.
All right. Oh, well, thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Remember to tune in every Sunday at 3 p.m., 4 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We're always having a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Andres Clemente _ That's how I'm gonna say
Thank
your
you,
name
guys.
from now on. Andres Clemente _
That's
Have a
how
nice rest of the Sunday.
that's how my mom calls me.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care,
Big
guys.
hearts. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All the best. Bye-bye.
That was fun.
That was fun.
J-O-E in the place to be. HB on the track, it's like ecstasy. Rolling a well of 7 years, what we drinking be. Trying to sling the dopest rhymes in the galaxy. Let me take a minute though and relax your mind. Sometimes these words can be hard to find. 24/7 on that daily grind. Hearing voices in my head, man, they not that kind. Cause bitches be bitching, snitches keep snitching. The world keeps turning, and I keep hitching a ride. Instead of living my life. yo.
Man, when you feel hungry, don't you have to eat?
Yo, pump up the volume and digest this beat.
RapScallions in the house with this lyrical treat.
When we're done with you, you're gonna ice your feet.
If the world ends tomorrow and you had one chance,
Hey yo, would you start the move like it's your last dance?
yo, do something small in the past or present changes.
Do something now, the future rearranges.
Cause bitches keep bitching,
Yo, snitches keep snitching,
the world keeps turning.
and you start living your life instead of hitching a ride. RapScallions.